We are back with another one. 245 Sports. Myself, Dens, our Caps, and SB. How you doing? Wait.
SV, how you doing?
I've had better weekends, man.
It is what it is.
Better than Havertz, isn't it? Better than Havertz.
We're gonna get onto him, man. We're gonna get onto him. That guy.
I can relate with you because both our teams have been scammed by Chelsea. Chelsea made 130 million from harvesting Mount. Yeah, man, it is. You got to respect the hustle, man. Yo, every time I'm online here, these man them here, bruv.
I thought that was a game.
No, man, it's these
I thought
crackers, bruv. It's like they wait for me to turn my thing on you, and then bruv, crackers, bruv. It's that racism, man. Do you know what era, man? Yeah. They don't work. I don't see a brother prosper.
What?
It's true.
Well, yeah. Another week of Premier League action. Some interesting results. Some players turning up, some players going missing. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's start with the game that just happened. Newcastle, Liverpool. Liverpool, that smash and grab victory. 2-1. Nunez got both goals. Yeah, what were your thoughts on it?
let's start with the red card because it was happening in the first 5-10 minutes. Do you think it was a red? Both of you?
What, Van Dijk?
Yeah.
It's close because if he gave a yellow card, I wouldn't be too mad. But I can see why he gave the red because he fouled him and Isak was through and goal, so that equals a red card.
Yeah. I'm starting to think like not all red cards. Well, I mean that's the one. What I'm going to say is going to contradict what I'm trying to say, but not everything should be red cards. If you look at what level of offense is a red card, obviously dangerous play, dangerous tackles, literally danger. It should be a red card, in my opinion. A straight red at that. If you're not in the elements of danger, and it's not like that Van Dijk one wasn't so bad, it should be a red. If he gave a yellow there, nobody's gonna bat an eyelid. People are gonna move on. And I feel like we had what, couple red cards this weekend. We've had 9 in total. I think last year it was only 35 red cards throughout the whole season. So there's going to be a lot more red cards, and I feel like we're too quick to like send off players. What's your thoughts?
The clear, I think clear goal scoring opportunities. I think you do have to give a red card because, yeah, that could have been a goal.
Yes, in general, you're right, but that specific one, I'm just thinking it's a bit harsh. It's so harsh to me. That's what I'm saying.
To be honest,
specific one.
I didn't want it to be a red card because I thought it was going to spoil the game. I was just
and it did though, kind of. It did.
Yeah,
for like 80, 70 minutes. We didn't really see what Liverpool could really do. And yeah.
But yeah, first off, Newcastle, they played well. Gordon, the scouts Vinny, shout out to him. Yeah, he was giving Trent nightmares, man. Got him booked. He nearly got him sent off. Was going at him positive, direct. That's what you like to see. And then he capped it off with the goal. So shout out to him. But St. James's Park is that atmosphere will push players to another level. You saw the intensity, the pressing, all of that good stuff. The only thing is the quality.
It was so poor. It was so poor. They have no quality. Like, I don't rate Tonali, not one bit. That guy's not good on the ball.
Interesting.
You can't have Bruno trying to do his quality, show his quality on the ball, and pair him up with Tonali. I feel like they haven't. I don't think they've improved their team from a quality standpoint on the ball. Yeah, he's a competent player. He can do a bit. He can get around, but I feel like they're not really. You haven't raised their level in quality. What do you guys think?
I think they have because before Tonali it was Longstaff, and Tonali is much better on the ball than Longstaff. I guess I know what you mean. When I saw Tonali at Milan, I thought he was more Bruno-like, but he's more workman-like than I thought. He's
He's,
not like pure quality on the ball like a
nah,
Bruno. So
his
I know
main ball winner.
I know what you mean. He's got an engine,
Yeah.
decent on the ball, but it's not like he takes the ball possession to another level. It just makes it better.
I didn't assume they were signing him to be on the ball player because he's one of the best CDMs. So that's what I expected from him, not to be on the ball doing a madness. But Tonali's he's good. I'm
Yeah, I
not
reckon
hearing that level. He's very good.
No, why I'm saying is because they don't play him in the middle; they play him on the right of the three. That's why I'm saying if you're going to play him on the right of the three, he needs to be better on the ball.
Yeah, but
I'm
then
expecting him
that's
to do more going forwards if you're going to play that position. If you're going to play CDM, I'm expecting less. You see what I'm saying?
but isn't that more of a tactical mismanagement of a player then? Because if you could see what he's good at,
Potentially.
and then you put him in the wrong position, Tonali's a good player, man. But Liverpool, I don't know, they got this juju about them. Yeah, when they go a man down, that's when they switch on. It's mad. Happened was it last week? They were a man down,
Yeah.
came back and won 3-1. It's just that's what they do. It's
but
like slow it down. It's time to wake up. But yeah, your question before was it a penalty? Definitely a penalty. Scoring opportunity, and he took him out. Definitely a penalty because
red
if
card,
that
red
didn't
card.
happen, was it a red card? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
definitely a red card. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, 100% because goal scoring opportunity took him out. Didn't even get the ball. So yeah, my eyes straight red. Straight red card might be harsh, but yeah, in that scenario,
But
he has to go. But
like
the
I was
thing
saying,
was, what are you saying then?
go on, go on.
I was gonna say with these new Premier League rules, they're really kind of ruining the game right now because no one knows what's happening. All these yellow cards for any and everything, and then they're adding like 15 minutes at a time at the end of the games as well. You're gonna see so many injuries, and it's gonna cater to the bigger teams like your Man Cities and your Arsenals who've got better squads. They're gonna be more favorably impacted by this. The lesser teams are gonna struggle because you're playing 15 minutes at a time. You're gonna get more injuries, more fatigue, and then if you ain't got a good squad, you're gonna get in trouble. So I hate what they're doing because even United we played the other day, was like 113th minute. That's how no, not 113, 103 minutes. I'm like, yo, what is this? This is a extra time or something. So yeah, the new laws and rules that they brought into the game, yeah, don't know what they're talking about. Don't know what's supposed to do, but it's ruining the game right now.
Yeah, I agree. The thing I don't like most about it is the rushing of players. So say you're taking a set piece, sometimes it takes a bit of time to set up and you're rushing the play, so it's affecting the quality of the ball. You might need to set up a block or something, or set up the way a person runs. And that whole time wasting thing is affecting that.
Even
That's what I don't like.
throw-ins when you're looking for a man to throw it to, you can't just throw it to for example, the closest red shirt to you. You need to you need to look for a guy who's free, and that takes time. And like, there's potentially should be like a 10-second threshold to say this is where you get to look to search for a man, and then you can continue.
Yeah, like even Calvin Bassey, that yellow card, his first one, he got yellow card for time wasting when he was about to take the goal kick or whatever. I'm like, come on, man. Like these
Yeah.
things are because then players are going to get suspended later on in the season for dumb stuff like that. And that's just going to ruin the quality. Because imagine your best players are getting suspended for what time wasting on a goal kick or something, and then when it comes to crunch time, you ain't got them available. It's a bit mad.
Yeah, man. Wait, 2 feet. Wait, first thing, El Casa, are you filming Fast 11 outside?
Bruv, every time I turn my back on you, bruv, it's
Dominic,
racism.
Dominic Toretto's behind your
Bro,
house. Yeah,
I
doing
never
the
hear
wee
these guys.
outside your
Yeah,
yard.
as soon as I come alive, I'm like, bruv.
No, but 2 things. One, Trent again. He made a mistake against Bournemouth. Now he made that terrible mistake against Newcastle. What's going on with Trent? Like, is this something that Liverpool should be concerned about? We've been saying this since last season, but
this is it though. I feel Klopp at this point, we know Trent's deficiencies and we know his qualities on the ball. And if he had the ball at his feet, he might have the best quality out of anyone in the world, like him and KDB, or picking out a man in the world. So I feel like he got to lean into his strengths a bit. And like I would actually, now because Salah's getting old, all the guys are getting old except for Trent. I would actually try to lean into what Trent's good at and try to prioritize his strengths. And I don't know, is that a formation flip, putting him in the midfield? If you put him in midfield, put him in a three where he can have someone who is holding his hand and play like a more defensive-minded right back to solidify your team. Yeah, I feel like that's where they should be going, but they're not. They haven't done that.
Yeah, and another thing, like we touched on it earlier, the quality of Newcastle. They should have put Liverpool away. They couldn't. I was singing Almiron's praises last season. He's letting me down, man, because a lot of it was on him. He did have that nice run where he hit the post, but there's a lot of time where he took too long to cross the ball, or he found the wrong pass, or he didn't find his man where he could have. So do you think
had
there's
purple patch, man? He was going through a nice purple patch.
That's what it's looking like. Do you think there's anything that Eddie Howe can do, or is it all on the players?
The players are limited. They're very physical team. This is it. They got this good because they're more physical than all the teams they play. But when you play against top quality teams, they also got physicality and quality, and you need quality to overcome Liverpool today, especially when they're down to 10 men for basically all the game.
Yeah, I agree, but I think when you watch both of Darwin's goals, they all come off of a mistake. The first one, the defender made a crazy mistake, got in behind him, slotted it away nicely. Second one, lost a possession in midfield, good free ball win, and he's behind the defender, slots it away again. So I don't think anything Eddie Howe or the tactical side of the game. I think it's just more so players switching off at the key moments. So
yeah, man. Shout out to Gakpo. I mean, Gakpo, Nunez. Shout out to Nunez.
I've been surprised that he hasn't been starting because I feel he's the most threatening player. When you play Gakpo, he's a tidy player. He keeps things ticking, but he's not threatening.
A threat. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Even Jota. I don't really.
But I get it at the same time because like with Nunez, it feels like when he starts, he runs out of steam. Whereas when you bring him on, when defenders get used to playing the Gakpo, they kind of get used to one level, and then you bring in a dynamic player like Nunez, is a whole different ball game. His runs, his strength, everything that he brings to the game, he's a menace. So imagine 70th, 80th minute, you're tired and you got Nunez running at you constantly, making all these runs constantly. It's a handful. And you saw it today, 2 mistakes because of his pressure, and then he got his reward. So I think it's good management, to be honest.
It's a good point. I think he should be starting personally. How you described it, El Katz, is similar to Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon, he hasn't finished one game so far for Newcastle. They always take him off because he makes that impact. Like for the first 60 minutes, then he kind of runs out of steam. So it's similar. So I still think that he should start over Gakpo because Gakpo is no threat whatsoever. They're trying to play him in this Firmino role. He's no Firmino whatsoever. And yeah, let's see what Klopp does because after scoring 2 goals, I'm sure he probably will be expecting to start now.
I think now with Klopp, what I'm kind of seeing is that he relies on Salah and Diaz. He kind of expects them to score goals or do a madness. So Nunez is kind of like a secret weapon that he can bring off the bench as well. So I think he's doing it on purpose. So yeah, Gakpo and the other two will occupy defenders. They can get goals, and then if they need to, they can bring on Nunez as well to come. He can be a different weapon, different look, different dimension for them. So I don't know. He should be a starter, but it works.
It worked. So yeah. I'm saying he should start, but it did work.
Because imagine if he started and then they took him off and brought on Gakpo. So he came off the bench and back too. So I can't complain.
And also, you have to consider that Nunez had a difficult season last year, and taking him out the lineup, take the limelight off him, probably give him less pressure, less expectation. So just manage him a bit better that way. Like I think when we go on to the Arsenal topic, I feel like we should do the same for Havertz. Like to take him out, I don't see that guy till end of October. He shouldn't start game to end of October, and just build him up, build him up. But that's whole other thing. And going back to Newcastle, don't you feel like they're kind of wasting money on Harvey Barnes?
I don't think so.
Because what about the right hand side? Like, what are they going to do there? Who's their rotation? Is Jacob Murphy the rotation option there?
Yeah, that's true. They need an additional player to challenge Almiron. It's true.
Or not even that. What I'm trying to say is that they should improve their 11. They've improved the squad. They haven't improved their 11. And that's what they need to do.
Yeah, for them to take the next step, because the lack of quality was glaring, man. Because they should have put 3 or 4 past Liverpool.
And yeah.
One more question before we move to the next game. Mohamed Salah, there's speculation that he's going to make the move to Saudi. I don't know about the transfer fee, but the wages I'm seeing is crazy.
He wants to go, apparently. He's open to the idea.
260 million a year. I want to go. Why not?
Do you know how much the transfer fee is?
They haven't mentioned it, but they said it's a substantial amount that Liverpool are thinking over.
If you're Liverpool, 80 million for Salah.
80? No. I need 120, 150.
How old is he? 31?
If Kane can go for basically 80 plus 20, I want the same fee at least. And probably a bit more.
So you'd sell him for the right price?
Yeah, 100%. You got to rebuild a team.
Yeah, I agree, because they can't win the Prem.
That's what I'm saying. This team ain't Prem. They're not going to win the Prem. And they're in Europa League this year. So, like, there's no Champions League to fight for.
Get me? And secretly, I think they can win the Europa League without Salah.
Yeah. And but they shouldn't have to need the Europa League to. They shouldn't have to. I don't think they should even focus on Europa League. They shouldn't. It's not a big enough trophy for them. Just focus on getting focus on the league and finish as high as possible. They should aim for second.
Yeah, to be honest, second place, I think they can finish in the top 4. It's possible, because 3 and 4 is kind of open in my eyes, but I still think they should go for Europa. But yeah, I would sell Salah if I was Liverpool, because they can't win the Prem, and they can use that money to rebuild a team, and that team needs a rebuild, definitely.
I think they would have sold him if this speculation came in June rather than a week to go in the window. I think they would have done it. They would have done it.
Yeah.
But it's a bit too late now, so
that's the thing.
Yeah, because who'd you get in?
You got to overpay for someone. Every team's holding on to their players now. You got to overpay for somebody.
I mean, if they want Anthony, they're more than welcome to,
But yeah, let's move to the next game that happened today. Let's quickly touch on Sheffield United 1, Man City 2. Man City, they done it again. Haaland missed a pen. Yeah, but he managed to get redemption, scored. Sheffield equalised, but yeah, Man City just managed to find a way
today. Yeah, man. Yeah. See what it means to have a 6'4", 6'5", striker. Just one cross in the box and it's a goal. Like, you don't have to be too spectacular. And he gets you the first goal. They make a mistake for the goal they concede, which is unlike them. If they don't make that mistake, they win the game very, very comfortably. And they just do what they do.
That's it.
But what we're seeing now is a more, I'll say, this is like the most assured City side we've seen. They don't even break a sweat, I feel, but they haven't so far, and they win games. And what was their first score? What was the score in the first game? They beat Burnley 4-0, and they'll beat Newcastle 1-0 and beat Sheffield United today 2-1. But I feel like they did play it at one gear unless they have to come out of that gear, which is a good thing.
Man City, I don't know, they're kind of boring to watch now. They're just ruthlessly efficient. They just, they just do what they need to do. They don't have to get out of second gear. Like I said last week, they found the perfect combination between physicality and technicality. So they can out muscle you and outplay you. So they've always got this thing over other teams. And then Rodri, probably the best player. He's definitely living by that philosophy. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take because he was on smoke. He just kept shooting every time he got the ball, just shoot, 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 and he scored. Great finish as well, lashed it.
Fam, that
So
finished.
In that
yo,
position, I just have to smash it because obviously I can just tap it in there.
Great finish from Rodri. Yeah, like you said, he was just shooting a lot.
just got Rodri's a fantastic footballer.
Clutch.
So composed. That's what I like about him. He's so composed, so clutch. He's a wonderful footballer, and City just again. This might be peak City in terms of combination of everything. They've got everything that you can ask. They got creativity. They got they got goal scorer. They got solid midfield, solid defense, solid keeper. They just What can you say?
And they got that dynamic winger we were talking about.
Doku, yeah.
To be honest, I don't think he's going to be a success at Man City.
He's gonna be so good. Trust me.
Really.
Trust me.
I don't know.
Only reason saying it because they haven't got anybody else like him. Because
That's true.
when the game gets tight like today, potentially they're gonna throw him on for 20 minutes, cause chaos, and then they're gonna feed off all that chaos. They haven't got a player like him, so like he's not gonna be relied upon to be that guy every single game, which is not what he should do.
But
you see what I'm saying? That's why he's gonna be good for them.
That's true. They have no one like him, but in 99% of Man City's games, teams are going to be in a low block. And for me, he's the type of player that needs space to operate for him to do his thing. I don't know if you can really be as effective in tight spaces. It's like Madueke, in a way.
No, man, because you see Madueke, yeah, he's like 6 foot. He's like 6'3", long legs. He needs really a lot of space. Doku's like 5'3".
Is he?
He's like 5'5" max.
Wow.
He's short, and like from what I've seen of him anyway, he can beat a man. You see, with Man City, he crosses into the box. He needs to just beat your man who's fullback and cross the ball. That's what he needs to do. And if that's what you're asking him to do, beat a man, take a shot, beat a man, cross the ball. It's very simple. That's all he has to do. And I feel he'd be alright at that. I think he's going to do well at it.
It's a good balance that they have. They got Grealish on the other wing, and then they got Doku coming at you on the other wing. So yeah, City just they make the right signings. They just the scouting system, everything's just on point. I can't even hate on them no more. It is what it is at this point. It's just a team that've got it right. They're well coached. The background. They've got 115 allegations, but they keep winning.
Why is that going so quiet? Why is that going quiet though?
Because they dropped that young silence money in it. So what can you do about it? What can you do?
The only thing about City, yeah. So go on.
I was gonna say a team like Southend United, they had a tax problem. They got deducted 10 points. City got 115 allegations, nothing. Now, when you're rich, you get away with murder, innit? So you just have to firm it.
What's the point of even announcing it if you weren't going to do nothing in 6 months' time? You won't do nothing.
It's frustrating because when you think about it, when you like I said, Southend United, when you think about it, the little people are suffering because they got deducted 10 points for I think they owed £275,000 tax bill. That's someone's weekly earnings in the Prem. So that kind of madness here is crazy because then they could get relegated and that's more money they're losing out on. Whereas City can have 115 allegations against them and nothing gets done. No deductions, no nothing. It's just talk. And then the little ones, they get one allegation and boom, deducted points. What message are we sending? So yeah, it's all fun and games, but it's causing a huge disparity within football. And it's making the Premier League very it's becoming a farmers' league right now because City just keep winning every season. Like we laugh at the French league and other leagues in Germany about one team's always dominating, but that's what City are doing to the Prem. If they win this season, that's 4 on the bounce. That's farmers' league.
Yeah, it's funny when you said that Man City are boring to watch. Watching them reminds me of watching Bayern Munich.
Yep,
Just ruthlessly efficient. And
German
yeah,
oil.
it's like they put teams in a chokehold. They strangle them slowly, slowly, slowly until the team just gives up. And then yeah, they find a way to win.
Yeah, they play like an flipping a constrictor. Them snakes that constrict their prey. They just keep squeezing. You get too cocky, they squeeze more life out of you, and then boom, destroy
And
you. So
one of the mad things I just thought about it now, you can see if you compare. Look, like they're not actually trying right now. I feel like they're still saving themselves physically,
Yeah.
mentally, effort wise, and they're saving themselves for the obviously the business end of the season. If you look at all the other big teams, we've all had frantic games already this season, all of us. And look at how much energy we're expending, but they're just posting.
Man, you boy. on the
we're on the verge of
on the
that shit,
ropes,
bro.
man. You're on the ropes.
Yeah, we're struggling. We need them asthma pumps. We're dying out here, man.
It's mad. Boy, but yeah, that's a great point.
It's a
I
good
still
investment.
I still think the World Club Cup will trip them up. I think that's going to affect them negatively. But let's see.
I don't think so. I think Man City, because that tournament spot in December, they'll just go and sign 2 more players in Jan and just add more depth to their squad. They'll just pay whoever they need to pay, FFP, whatever, take the fine, sign their players, and keep it pushing. Their squad is they've got a great squad, they've got a great manager, and it seems like everyone else is. Like I was saying before, this whole new added time thing is only gonna benefit Man City because everyone's gonna be so tired when they play Man City that they're just gonna roll over and just get pumped.
And that's another thing one more thing about the injury time thing. When it's injury time, the football played is not the same as the regular 90-minute time. It's like a mental thing. Like the game slows down. The football's not entertaining. I don't see it. I don't see the point of it.
It's a chore. But the thing is, I think all players they've all come together to realize that listen, if we go ham, we're gonna get injured because you've already played 90 minutes of football. You might have played football. When you play 90 minutes of football, and then you have to play additional time, lactic acid starts kicking in. You start feeling hella tired. Little injuries start catching with you, and then you got 60 potential games across the season. Don't make sense because think about it. If you're playing 10 minutes at a time every game, after 9 games, that's an extra game we've played already.
Mm.
That's a lot of games. So imagine over the course of a 38 game season, you're adding potentially an additional 4 more games on top of the games they're playing. And then if you go into Europe, domestic cup competitions, that's a lot of games. A lot of games. So it's something that they need to look at.
Yeah, one last point on the new rules. I heard on a podcast somebody made this point about the rules. If a player time wastes, kicks the ball away, get a yellow card for wasting time. But that time they wasted is added on anyway. So what's the point of
Given the
booking the
yellow
guy?
card.
So why would you book him if you're still going to add it on? So what's the point? I don't.
That's what I'm saying. Because in the past, when someone time wastes, the referee's he's always pointing to what, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm going to add it on anyway." Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's true. It's a great point.
Mm.
But yeah, let's move to the next game that happened today. Burnley 1, Aston Villa 3. Aston Villa looking good. They had a 5-0 victory midweek, and then now they came back with a 3-1. So they're scoring goals.
And my guy, Diaby.
Yeah.
I said that Diaby, he's looking like a hell of a signing.
Yeah.
What I would do for that guy United, man.
And he was cheap as well. I wanted Arsenal to get him. He was. In fact, Leverkusen quoted Arsenal 60 mil like a year and a half ago. Quoted Newcastle like 60 mil too, and then he went to a thing for like 35 mil.
Yeah, it's a fantastic signing, and he's hit the ground running. So yeah,
But
I like Villa.
Villa have spent like a big team the last couple of windows. They've
Villa's got one of the richest owners in the league.
spent a hell of a lot of money. So like the expectations should be minimum Europa League
Yeah,
places.
yeah,
Yeah, they should be fighting for top five because top five
They've,
get Champions League. So if
they've
you're
spent
going to spend that sort of money,
they spent more than teams like Brighton. I think they spent even more than Newcastle. No, maybe Newcastle in like the last couple of windows.
yeah. They spend a lot of money. You've seen the results of it now. They got
Yeah,
a good squad. Tielemans on the bench. He can't see the first 11. Bailey on the bench. They got a solid squad. They're looking good. Bertrand Traore as well. He's a good impact player off the bench. Yeah, they got a good team. Watkins. I like that left back Dino, top player. Louise and Kamara, solid
good
midfield
players.
pairing. Yeah, they're looking good.
Even McGinn, he always has that purple patch where he looks decent.
What did I tell you about me?
You all laughed at me. Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you?
He's a purple patch bandit as well. Every start of the season looks decent, and then he fades out. He does it every year. He starts off decent. You're thinking, "Oh, McGinn, I would take him at Man United, and then he shows you why he hasn't got that big move. Why no one's ever put in a bid for him. Yeah, I like Matty Cash as well. I like him. Got 2 goals. Was it 2 goals he got?
Yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah. And I respect that he took a chance on himself. Didn't wait around for the England call. Just went ball out for Poland. So the whole time, Matty Cash, man, or Matty Kashkovsky.
Matej Cash or whatever.
Matty Kashkovsky. Whole time, my guy.
But a quick word on Burnley. They look decent, but trying to play this possession football against teams that are just as good, if not better. To me, playing in like this indirect style, I don't think it's going to work against teams like Aston Villa because the talent is just, like I said, just as good, if not better. So, in my opinion, against these teams, you have to be more direct, be in a position where you can create more chances. And yeah, they got punished. They did create a few chances themselves, but they haven't got the quality to really be deadly and put those chances.
They'll beat United. That's the worst thing. They beat us 3-0 at that undercover game at Carrington. So
nah, chill, man. I heard the youngest plays. I heard the
Come on,
youngest.
nah, man. We're gonna get that young taste. Look at what Wolves did to us.
You're talking about practice, not the real game.
That wasn't
United,
at the Theatre of Dreams. It wasn't at Old Trafford, so it don't count, man.
Nah, man. Burnley will turn up at Old Trafford and give us 3-0. Light work. Like you watch the game when they play. Actually, they're gonna outwork us, out football us, and we're gonna lose, and then everyone's gonna kick off again and say, "Wow, we lost to Burnley." But yeah, no, Burnley. I don't know if they don't get their act together, they might go down because they don't seem to have a plan B. They just stick to plan A, and when it's not working, they just keep pushing that plan A. They're quite stubborn in that result. So it's a bit worrying because I thought, yeah, when they're gonna do well, they might, hustle their way and stay in the league, but they don't look like they've got a finisher in their team. They look stubborn. Yeah, it could be a long season for them, and Company might get that young sack if he's not careful.
Yeah, man. Let's move to Saturday's action. Let's start with our teams. Starting with Arsenal. Arsenal 2, Fulham 2. Yeah, man. Starboy wasn't shining today.
You know what? Yeah, it's the third game of the season. I can't even allow them to do that to me this early on in the season. So at the time it was mad, but for some reason at home when we play at home was so I feel like we want it too much. We attack too much. We forget our principles. When we go away from home, we're very very drilled in our roles. We don't do too much. We do everything safe. And then actually, I think we're much better away from home. We're actually similar to Man City away from home, where we're just very efficient. We don't do too much, and then we take our chances. At home, we want to go for the juggler straight away from minute one. And it's caught us out a few times and conceded a lot of goals at home. And it's been happening for a while. So even back to the start of last season. So I don't know what it is. I feel like maybe Arteta needs to tell the boys like keep it tight, keep it simple for the first 20 minutes, then go into your game plan. Maybe I don't know.
I think Arteta's trying to be too smart. I don't see why Partey's playing right back.
bro.
I know he's trying to do that inverted right fullback thing, but it's not working. Partey's playing well, but the midfield is missing them. And if you're going to sign a Rice, everyone thought you're going to have Rice, Partey, and Odegaard in the middle, and the whole world was shaking. Everyone was scared, thinking, "Right, this is going to be a madness." Instead, you're trying to slot in a square peg into a round hole with Havertz in the middle. Havertz and play that role. That's not his position. You're trying to play him in centre mid. Havertz didn't do that. He's more maybe where Odegaard's playing, but you can't take out Odegaard and put in Havertz. So what do you do with him? Bench him. But it's kind of stubborn. It's like, well, we spent 65 million on this guy. We have to make it work. Like if you have to be ruthless sometimes. Look at Klopp and Pep. When they seen that, yeah, we made a signing, hasn't worked out, bench him. If he's going to sulk, so be it. This is football, baby. You get paid. So, yeah, I think he's trying to be a bit too smart, and it's costed us because that game against Fulham, you had no business drawing that game, especially when Fulham went a man down. You at the Emirates as well. That's actually been when I thought you lot went 2-1 up. I was thinking, yeah, it's gonna be 3-1, 4-1. Arsenal gonna come and dominate, game over. And I see Paulinho with a crazy finish. I'm thinking, damn. Yeah, no, he's been too smart for his own good.
Yeah.
If he's not careful, he might have a mad impact later on in the season. We're already 2 points behind City.
I don't think he's been too smart. I just think what we found out last year. We needed when Zinchenko's not around, when Saliba's not around. We couldn't play our football because there's no one else to invert into the midfield. So we need another player to invert. So we need to be able to do it from both sides, invert from both sides. So you need to be flexible in that manner. And
But
if you go on.
the thing is, do you really need to invert against Fulham at the Emirates? Because if you don't invert with that midfield, you can dominate the ball anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, I know you want extra control, but I think, like El Caps, you're trying to be too smart in terms of trying to get even more control. When playing Partey in midfield, you're going to have that control and more possession anyway.
Anyways, exactly. And if you want to do invert, you're risking a solid backline taking out Gabriel. You're risking the partnership that he formed with Saliba to try and accommodate Havertz to invert Partey. Why didn't you invert Ben White, or is he not good enough on the ball?
No, he's not. No, he can't invert. He can't. He's not
Why
good
didn't
enough.
you
He's not
invert?
good enough on the ball. I think we're planning to invert Timber. Timber kind of messed up our plans. We've inverted Timber. So because if this is it, we're doing this now because we're playing lesser sides and we're dominating possession. We've dominated the where the ball is on the pitch. If you look at what we did against Man City in the Community Shield, that's our actual best team that we could have put out, except for Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah,
That's the main. That's what our default game model is. That's what that's what we know we can do. So we're trying to find different ways of playing early on in the season, so it benefits us down the line. So we're trying to rotate players in and out. Like Kivior played yesterday, Tomiyasu played the other day. Those players weren't really playing last year because we were in a title run, and it's hard to just throw in players in this such important games. So I feel like I feel it's working. If you look at all the goals conceded throughout the season, it's all our fault. If you look at Nottingham Forest opening day, it was from a corner. They ran the length of the pitch and scored. Yesterday, we gave them goals. If we didn't give them goals, it would have been a 3-0 day, easy. And once you give up a goal in the first minute, it makes the game 10 times harder because Fulham know they don't have to come out, and we know we have to attack. And then when they bunker in, it's like and they have something to hold on to. It's like doubly as hard. You see what I'm trying to say? But I feel it's working. And on Havertz,
Kai Havertz, man.
I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be hard on Havertz only because what we're trying to do with Havertz is working because he's had opportunities to score. He's been free in the box a few times. There's a time where Saka across the ball, defender made a good block. There was time Saka across the ball, Havertz isn't there, but if you keep doing that, Havertz is going to be there eventually. I'm not going to be too hard on Havertz because people were hard on Fabio Vieira last year. Fabio Vieira came on and changed the game. You saw his quality, Fabio Vieira, yesterday. So people can come around. Like, Odegaard wasn't quality straight away. So like it just takes time. What Mikel does need to do though is have good management now. Take him out of the limelight because a lot of Arsenal fans don't want him. Like Arsenal fans are very emotional. They got their favourites and nobody wanted Fabio Vieira to come in yesterday. And look what he did. People saying drop Eddie, bring in Trossard yesterday. Dropped Eddie. Trossard was missing. Eddie came on, did his thing. So I like the fact that he actually dropped Eddie because he's willing to use the squad a bit more, like last year. But I like also the fact that he swapped out Trossard straight away. No playing games. Bring on Eddie. Bring on Vieira and change the game. So I think we shouldn't see Havertz. I think long term we'll be fine. We're going to be fine. Trust me. We got Zinchenko back as well. Gabriel's going to come into the side. It's going to be fine.
Do you think Gabriel's staying?
I think he's staying. I only think the reason why we've not been playing Gabriel is because there's no Zinchenko, there's no Timber, there's no, yeah. So for example, when we were inverted from the right, that person who is on the left hand side as a third centre back, when we don't have the ball, they have to drop into a left back position. So for example, if Zinchenko inverts when we don't with the ball, if he don't have the ball, he goes left back, and Gabriel would be the next one. Revert from the right now. Whoever is on the left starting left back has to come at centre back. But so when you go into a 4 and Partey drops into right back into a 4, you don't want Gabriel playing left back against tricky wingers. He's a centre back. So if Zinchenko's inverting, we have Gabriel next to him. So he will play, and Zinchenko just got back from injury. So I think he'll stay. I don't think there's any money that anybody can offer us that will sell him at this point. But I feel we've got a few guys out the door, so I feel we're going to sign 1 or 2 players and see how we kick on from there.
Quick one. West Ham just confirmed the signing of Kudus.
Yeah.
Do you know, I'm liking West Ham, man. I'm liking what they're doing.
Where's he going to play, though? I don't understand.
Where's he going to play?
Maybe on the right, where what's the name?
Bowen's there.
They should not play on any wing in the Premier League.
Is he better? He is technically better than Bowen, but Bowen's good.
Bowen's good, but Kudus is better.
And he shouldn't play on the wing, man.
So you're going to drop Bowen you're not going to include both of them in the team?
Bowen is David Moyes' son.
But how do you accommodate? Like the thing is,
that's what I'm saying. How do you accommodate both of them?
I think
and Antonio
and Paqueta
4-2-3-1, and then they play like a holding midfielder and Paqueta deep, and then Kudus has the 10 with the 2 wingers and Antonio up front.
Potentially, yeah.
That's how I see.
That could work, but then you lose what you get from Paqueta.
That's what I'm saying. Paqueta should be the 1 in the 10. And then they play like 2 solid holding midfielders, because Paqueta is not really one. He's not a deep line playmaker. He's more of a creative type in my eyes.
And if you play Paqueta deeper, what you do with Ward Prowse? Is he going to be a off the bench player?
Yeah, even Ward Prowse. Or maybe you drop Souček and then Ward Prowse and Paqueta, but that's not strong enough. That's not a strong enough base. I can't even lie.
But at the same time, it's a good addition to the squad. It makes the squad that much stronger. More
quality.
Options.
It adds quality.
Question here though. It's a weird move for me for Kudus going from Ajax, where they're playing Champions League, to go West Ham. Yeah, is he just on vibes? He just wants to move to London. This is where the London babes are, or the Ghanaian babes are here. Got the restaurants. You got the money, and he's in London too. Is he coming to chill?
Coming to do party.
I think he's probably looking to use West Ham as a springboard to try and get a move in the, because no one. Who else was in from the Prem?
Arsenal and Chelsea were.
Brighton too, and they wanted a release clause in his contract. Maybe the reason we probably chose West Ham because there's a release clause. Because if you're thinking to use West Ham as a stepping stone, West Ham will say, "We want 100 mil for you." Look what they did with Paqueta.
to get to Babaketa now, it's 100 mil. Who's going to pay that?
He shouldn't have
Yeah.
gone, man. I wish he went to Brighton because he would
Also,
have developed.
with Brighton too, they're going to say 120. Otherwise, he can't leave.
Yeah, he knew Brighton was a prison sentence for him because they're not going to let him go. So yeah, there probably might be a release clause, like you said.
Yeah.
But I don't know. In terms of him personally, that makes sense for him. But for West Ham, I think it's a very good signing.
No, lifestyle-wise, it makes sense for him. He's going to be out.
Lifestyle-wise, but yeah, him and Partey be chilling together, innit? Both in London.
Partey is on vibes. So.
Yeah, man.
Catch him, what? Go on a party in the park. I think he just missed it.
I missed a couple weeks, isn't
Yeah, he
it?
just missed it a couple
man.
weeks ago.
He'll be out here next season. I'll probably see him next year.
But yeah, in terms of Arsenal, it's only 3 games, so yeah, I don't think.
7 points on the board as well, so
Yeah, so
not
it's
a bad
solid.
start.
They shouldn't panic. But yeah, let's go to Old Trafford, boy.
You guys won. Why are you looking so shook?
Blood pressure, yeah. Blood.
Oh, that team, yeah. You know, their uncles die early. United are the most supported team in Africa, and that's why they're the ones killing uncles recently. You know, the last 10 years, yeah, all these uncles are down at like the age of 59 because of Man United, bro. They're killing us, bro. That man, yeah, Man United can't come and kill me, man. I went doctors ever said my cholesterol level's high, blood pressure's high. I need to get on the treadmill because of these, man. Watching them is what's stressing me. 2 minutes. Remember I said Taiwo Awoniyi. I like that guy, man. 7. He scored 7 on the bounce for Forest.
Rashford is fast, but he got introduced to Pounder Yam.
Yo.
And Suya, fam, because he made Rashford.
That Ibon Shayo, bro. He left him in the dust.
I couldn't believe it.
Somebody should snap him up, honestly.
I like him. I like
he knows how to score.
That burst
of Taiwo, man,
was absolutely crazy.
His name's Taiwo, right? That means he's a twin.
Yeah.
Yo, has he got a brother out there then? No, but I like him.
He's good, man. He's a good player.
He just does his job. He's good at what he does. He's not fancy. He's got different types of finishing. He's good in the box. I like him. And yeah, his pace undercover. He didn't even look like he was blowing, but he was just moving away from him. I was like, yo. But he was just creating separation.
That goal, El Caps, is that would you fault anyone, or is that just unfortunate on Man U's end?
I wanna blame Rashford, but I think those kind of goals is just one of them ones. You're attacking, quick break. It's start of the game. It's one of them ones. It's a quick break at the start of the game. You're trying to bounce back from the Tottenham defeat. You get caught on the counter. It happens. So yeah, there's no, I'm not going to be kicking and shouting and screaming and calling people shit over that kind of. The second goal, however, yeah, that man has shit, man. you can't be doing that, man. It's too easy because. Sorry, I was going to say it's too easy because you conceded in the first 2 minutes. You'd think to yourself, okay, we conceded at home first 2 minutes. Let's be more solid. Let's be switched on now. And then 2 minutes later, concede again.
Yeah, I will say the first one, Onana.
There's nothing to do about it. He dummied him because he left so much space. He was 1-on-1, and then he fake shot, and then Onana committed, and then he just dummied it past him. So that was just good forward play from Awoniyi. Because if you watch, he dummied him. He faked the shot. Onana committed, and he just slipped it past him. So yeah, it's one of them ones.
I think he was waiting too much. I think he should have ran out and forced Awoniyi to make a decision. But yeah, I think either way, that was a difficult situation on the keeper's end anyway. So, well, yeah, that second goal, terrible.
Terrible goal to concede. And yeah, United, the way things are looking, it's going to be a long season for us. Because we're screaming Amrabat, but I don't see Amrabat coming in and making a difference, to be honest. Because Amrabat would be a player that you bring in to replace Casemiro. So if you do that, then you're still going to have the problem of Mount, Casemiro, Bruno. It doesn't fix the problem that we have. That's my thing. He's a more of a replacement for Casemiro, or is it a thing of we're going to play Amrabat and Casemiro in the middle? Because I don't see how that works. I really don't see how that works. So I don't know if that's the best signing we could make. So yeah, it's going to be a long season for us. But United have those moments where we do them crazy last minute surprise package signings. So I'm just hoping that we might surprise package sign Frankie De Jong, inshallah. But oh my goodness, I'd cry. I'd
But
shed tears, bro.
ain't it a good sign that you guys came back, or do you feel you still didn't
Yeah.
play well in the game? Like, I didn't watch the game. Do you feel like it was the same issues from previous games? Is it new issues? Is it just individual errors that are just one-offs? What is it?
It's the same. It's the same issues. And the thing United is, we always allow moments of magic and brilliance. Our first goal back was good play from Rashford on the left, and then Eriksen good finish. Like it doesn't seem like there's a team construct or there's any plan or tactics or any style behind it.
Yeah.
It seems like moments of magic that creates opportunities. The second goal that was from
Casemiro.
Rashford again. Great pass to Bruno. Bruno, great header in, and then Casemiro finished it off. Again, that wasn't a set pattern of play. That was just a moment of brilliance from individual players. And then the third one was a penalty. So it's the same problem. It's the same problem that we've been screaming about. The manager's come and hasn't implemented a style. We don't have an identity, and we're still too easy to get at. We're having teams come to Old Trafford and dominating our midfield all the
Oh
time.
my god.
Like
way-
Wolves did it.
It was that
Tottenham
bad.
did it.
The way Forest at times were, fam,
Not
when they
enough
were
Forest.
kicking it about not in Forest in midfield, yeah.
They
The way
got
they were
some
passing
players
ball.
though.
They got.
Still
But
not in
remember, I
Forest.
said, yeah, Man United have won top five the worst midfield in the league.
And
And
the
like
thing is,
not individually, but as a unit, the top five the worst.
one of the problems I'm seeing is the lack of athleticism.
Yeah, 100%.
In terms of pressing and trying to get at them, it's difficult to do when you're not really athletic. You can't really get about the pitch like that. And El Caps, you've mentioned it as well. Lack of discipline when it comes to positioning. Even Casemiro, I know Man United were 2-0 down, but I'm seeing him, and he did get a goal, so you can't really say anything, but he's trying to do hearable, trying to make those late runs, which is leaving the midfield bare. I'm not liking the discipline I'm seeing in Man United's midfield. There's no real structure. And I know in terms of the midfield, like it's not, if there was structure, it would be a little bit better, but because there's no structure and they're not athletes, if you're an athlete, you can make up, you can your mistakes get shielded, but your lack of athleticism is exposing it even more. So Ten Hag has this problem. This problem has shown itself since the Wolves game. Let's see if he can fix it, because we got away with one today, like you said, our Caps. Moments of individual brilliance. That won't work every game. So let's see how Ten Hag solves this moving forward.
Sorry, quick question. So, would you guys say, have you had a good game this season so far?
No.
Boy.
We had a good 30 minutes against Spurs.
I feel like there's not a big issue or bigger issue, but I feel like you need to have a good. I think Ten Hag needs to have a really good season because, he needs to meet the standard, meet the minimum requirement. Because if he doesn't, it's peak. Because I feel like you're still about 4 or 5 players away, and that's not really a good sign. If he's had a lot of opportunities to sign players,
But that's the problem. The problem is that we don't have a structure in the club. Look at Arsenal, for example, the documentary. You saw how there was a meeting behind the scenes of who to sign to fill in the plugs for the team. They identified the missing gaps, identified signings, and then they made it. But with United, we've given one man too much power. We've given the manager the power, and he's the one that we're relying on to make signings. We don't use our scouts. We don't use anything. We just rely on Ten Hag and his Eredivisie connections. Every player that we're linked with is linked with the Eredivisie previously. It's crazy. a team as big as Man United relying on the manager to make signings for you and not using your scouts. Why do you have scouts then? Sack them. Why do you have them if you're not going to use them? So that's the problem, because we can give Ten Hag £1 billion to spend, but if he's going to make the wrong signings, we're going to have the same issues. And then we're now giving him a 2-year extension. So if we then sack him, we're going to pay him more money, and then we're going to bring in another manager with a team completely built based on another manager's philosophy, and we're going to have the same issues. Why? Because we don't have any structure. So it all boils down to United need to sell. We need new owners. We need owners that are going to bring in a structure behind the club so that we can actually progress. Because if this happens, if the Glazers continue to stay, these men don't care. Like, United fans go to Old Trafford every week and sing Glazers out. But the thing is, the problem is they go to Old Trafford every week. You're putting money in their pockets. Like, you went, like yesterday, they bought tickets, went to the stadium, and then did a after the game protest singing "We Want Glazers Out." But you're there. Why? Like, these men don't care. You've been singing for about 5 years now, and they ain't left.
Even before they took over, Man United fans didn't want the Glazers.
They didn't want them, but
they've been singing Glazers out before they officially took over. They've been singing throughout,
and these men don't care. Like, the thing is, we need to look at AC Milan. AC Milan, they were doing the same things we were doing, singing the owners out, and then they said, "We're not going to watch you any more games." And that's when it hurt the owners' pockets, because like, right, we're not getting the revenue from match day. These men are serious. But if you're screaming Glazers out, but you're there in the stadium, I'm still making my money from you, man.
That's the thing.
You're still there watching the game. So Glazers out all you want, but you're still there. You're still giving the Glazers money. Don't go to the matches. That's when they're going to feel the pinch, because if they're not getting match day revenue, you're not buying the merchandisers. They're going to plummet down. They're not going to have any money. They're not going to get no dividends. So that's the problem starts from the top. But the manager, he's stubborn. He's making the wrong signings, and the midfield as well, like Denzel was saying, we have no physicality. Casemiro is struggling. Ericsson, we all know his issues. He's had his heart issues. Even before that, he wasn't that physical. And Bruno, he doesn't have to stick in this position. Bruno'd rather die than stick in this position. Bruno played everywhere apart from in the middle of the park. So we need a restructure completely. And I don't believe we should allow the manager to be in charge of overseeing that restructure. And that's the issue that United have, because we can keep pumping money. We've done it before with Mourinho, we did it with Oli, we did it with Van Gaal. We just pump money into players. It don't work because there's no structure. And we blame Murto or Ed Woodward. These men are not scouts. These men are just negotiators. They're the ones that sign off the check. They don't scout no one.
I don't know, man. Yeah. You know what? You just reminded me of when Man United signed Falcao and Di Maria. And Ed Woodward, Ed Woodward was front and center, like, yeah, I done it. I'm the guy. I'm looking at him like.
Remember when he was like,
you don't
and then there was a memes where it's like, throw cash at people.
This guy don't know ball, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. At the highest level of business, there's no emotions involved. And Man United fans are trying to make an emotional appeal for the Glazers to leave. It's not going to work. Like you said, El Caps, hit them in the pockets. That's when you get their attention.
Because if I'm the Glazers, I'm still making my money, still getting my dividends, and you man are doing Glazers out. If I'm watching Man United, I'll just put you on mute. Simple. I'm not going to hear nothing. I'll just watch the game, get my money, and keep pushing. But if I'm watching the game, I see the stadium's empty, I'm looking at the revenue, I'm thinking, we're not getting any money. This is not a good investment anymore. Then yeah, I'm going to cash out. But right now, still a very good investment. Still getting sponsorship, the highest sponsorship revenues, still getting the highest matchday revenues, still getting a lot of merchandise sales. Why am I cashing out? I'm not cashing out until I have to cash out. And we're not making them have to cash out. What, if you're going to scream Glazers out, it's going to make them cash out? These men, they don't become billionaires by being emotional. So we need to stop being emotional, play their game, hit them in their pockets. So until they leave, United are going to struggle, and that's just it.
Oh yeah, let's move to the next game. Boy, Brighton 1, West Ham 3. Great performance. Yeah, that's the thing. Great performance from West Ham. Yeah, let me give them an applause because I thought Brighton were going to touch them. But the thing is, again, it's like similar to Burnley and Aston Villa. When a team with a similar talent level plays at like in a low block, it's going to be difficult to break down because Brighton have a nice style of play, but they don't have that quality that is much better than West Ham. So yeah, they struggled to break them down. They created some half chances, couldn't take advantage, and then got hit on a counter attack.
But West Ham can do that to everybody. They can do it to everybody. That game model, that game plan has worked for Devin Moyes for how many years now? 20 years.
They've done it to Chelsea.
Yeah, he can coach it really well. So like that's the ideal way for West Ham to win games away from home. I think it's a better side. So yeah, it's not like how am I going to explain this? West Ham showed up, innit? That's their tactics overpowered what Brighton does, and yeah, it's not always going to work like that because you can't be defending every single game.
Yeah,
but yeah,
You have to give credit again
Yeah.
to Antonio. I said it last week.
Mm.
Again, Antonio was a menace. He's a menace. He's a problem. When you see that turn for the goal,
my guy Webster.
Yeah, he finished him.
He exposed Webster. He's not as good. Adam
cooked
Webster's not as good as I thought because Antonio, he had him on toast. Fam.
Yeah, but that's Antonio though. Like
Antonio's
he's so
a problem.
Yeah.
He's so strong. He's quick, and he's added intelligence. He's added technique. It looks like he's adding finishing. He's getting to grips with that number 9 role, and he's becoming a menace. Don't sleep on Antonio, man. He's looking.
By October, he's gonna be missing, mate. That technique he's gonna fall off by October.
But the thing is, yeah, that he's he occupies defenders.
Yeah,
he's a problem. A lot of the centre backs say he's a problem to deal with all game. He doesn't stop. He's a good hold up play. He can take the pressure off the team, hold up the ball, invite the team forward. They can take a breather from. He's so vital to their style of football, and if he gets injured, West Ham might be in trouble. Because right now he's so vital to how they maneuver.
Because their backup striker is Danny Ings, and Danny Ings, he's good, but his legs are gone. So
yeah,
it's not the same team, like you said.
He's not going to get. And then what's his name? Ward-Prowse has proven to be a good signing.
Yeah,
he's been very good the last 3 games. So that was a good signing. And yeah, it looks like they're using that Rice money well.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you said, SB, tactics-wise, they're going to be set up to be hard to beat. But now with Paqueta, players like Benrahma, Bowen, they have enough quality to take advantage of teams' mistakes, especially on a counter. Because that goal from Bowen, what a first touch.
First touch completely killed the ball in there. I was like, damn.
Yeah, great cross from Benrahma. Yeah, they look good. They will struggle with the Europa League. I think, they're riding a wave now, and they signed Kudus, so things are looking on the up for them. But when they start playing those Thursday, Sundays, that's when they're going to start running into problems.
Yeah, I agree. I do like West Ham though. I like David Moyes. He's Brexit, and he's not ashamed of it. Like straight Brexit football, and it works for him. And I feel like West Ham, they look like they got like a new lease of life. It's like since winning that trophy, their players are bought in. Like I see Paqueta kissing the badge when he scored a penalty the other day. Like the players look bought in, the fans are reinvigorated. There's belief behind the team. There's belief behind the manager. Because last season he was under pressure to get sacked before the finals, but now 3 games, 1-2, drawn 1.
Fam,
you all laugh.
No Rice.
Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you?
I can't even lie. I said they were going to get relegated. I still think it's a possibility because, like I said, the whole Thursday, Sunday thing. But let's see.
Window's not done, and yeah, they got money to spend. They got money from winning that Europa conference. They got money from Rice, so they got a bit of cash to spend. And then they've got Paqueta. They got Kudus. They got what's his name? Ward-Prowse. They're trying to bring in Maguire. So they're filling in the squad. If they make the right signings, I think they'll be all right.
Yeah. I think, like you said, El Caps, they seem all together, and I think everyone's chatting shit about Rice is gone. They're going to be finished. I think that kind of galvanized the squad to say, okay, we can do it without Rice.
And also with the Ward-Prowse signing, they got like a competent Prem ready player straight away into the team with these elites at a certain skill set, which is gonna prove it's really proved good for them. And Kudus and Joe Bowen and Antonio and Paqueta too. So like that's a good platform to attack on.
Ward-Prowse is going to be so important for them because of his set pieces, because they're quite tall, West Ham. And when you got Ward-Prowse's set pieces so accurate, they're going to feast off that guy. So, yeah, they made some good signings. Hopefully they sign Maguire, do us a favour. And, yeah, I like them. I like West Ham. And where I'm at, Essex, yeah, I'm seeing the West Ham fans out with pride now. Like, everywhere you go, just hammers kit on. And then they're hella friendly now, man. They're like, yeah, you right, mate. How you doing, mate? But yeah, bro, a trophy can make you friendly, So yeah, no. Long live West Ham, because if they start losing, you're in trouble, bro.
Well, yeah, talking about Brexit football, let's go to Everton. Fam?
Oh, that man are gonna Brexit their way back into the Championship,
Everton.
They've never been relegated, but they're about to set a record.
Everton.
It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
I'm telling you. Wolves got their first victory of the season against them. Yeah. A home defeat. It's not looking good at all for them.
I'm happy because people gassed up Sean Dash for time. Remember when he didn't get a job, they say, "Oh, it's because if he had a Brazilian name or a Spanish name, he'll get a job." Mate, your football's terrible. Your football's been terrible 10 years ago. It's still the same tactics 10 years later. I want him to go down. I don't even want him to be. You shouldn't have that kind of. I don't care. You shouldn't have that kind of manager in the Prem. Because at least Moyes tries to sign. Maybe that'd be a club, but he tries to sign like some flary players to go along with what he's trying to do defensively. But this guy, Dash, he's so negative, man.
But with Dash, you have to. He's constrained because they're building a new stadium, I believe, so they don't have cash to invest in the team. And who have they signed? I think they signed Ashley Young on a free. Like when you're signing Ashley Young on a free at 39 and he's starting and playing 90 minutes, you're in big trouble. So what can he do? Your main striker doesn't want to stay fit. It's a massive problem.
Yeah,
he doesn't have the money to do anything. He can't bring in players that he would normally bring into players Brexit style of football.
Bro, who's he gonna bring in? What, Adam Lallana, J. Rodriguez?
He's gonna go buy Chris Wood, bro. That's his bread and butter. Chris Wood, real quick.
That's the thing. He hasn't got the talent ID like that. I'm looking at Everton's bench here, boy.
But you're like, who?
Thomas Cannon, I don't know who that is. Yusuf Shamit. Oh, that's that. What's his name? From Sporting, I swear. Shamiti. Apparently he's good. Mope on the bench. Keane.
Mope should be playing in League One.
Yeah, and then the starting lineup, Danjuma up front. That's not strong enough in the Prem. They're not looking good. There's no creativity in that starting 11. That back four again is a Championship back four.
100%.
Pickford,
James Garner
on the wing.
Right mid. Nah.
Prime Brexit.
Like look at the midfield, Onana and Doucouré. There's not an ounce of creativity between them two.
And Doucouré's finished. He's been finished. I don't know why they're still forcing him. He's done.
To be honest, he's the worst thing about it, he's probably their best midfielder. Over these 3 games, from what I've seen.
Where's Gahey?
He's there, but I never.
Well, just a gay.
He's just a gay. Oh, he's there.
Oh, he's finished.
Yeah, he's finished.
He's finished. That's why PSG got rid of him. He's done.
So many mistakes, man. He's not good.
Yeah, like that midfield, like Onana looks checked out.
Yeah.
He wants to cut. So yeah, I don't know who Lewis Dobbin sounds like a guy from like Lord of the Rings. Like Yeah, them,
Oh,
and it's a shame because they never been relegated, such a historic club, but they ain't good. They're not
no.
good. They've got what the window closes in 4 days or 5 days on Friday, right? So what they've got 5 days to make. They need about five signings. Are they going to do that? No. And with this team, I don't see where they're going to go to get the goals from, the creativity from. They're going to be in big trouble. Big trouble. They ain't
Yeah.
won the what -6.
And that's the thing. All that money that they spent the past decade, they spent a lot of money. For all that money spent, I'm looking at that starting 11. It's not good enough.
Starting 11 is terrible. They're in trouble, man.
But yeah, like you said, SB, they find a way to get it together by January. But I don't know if it's gonna happen this time, man. But yeah, let's move to the rest of the weekend's action. Brentford 1, Palace 1.
My boys, come on, Palace.
Yeah, that's a good result for Palace going to Brentford and getting a draw. Yeah, not much else to say about this game.
When we played Palace the other day, Palace got some players. Do like their team. I like Gehi, I like Anderson, I like Decore.
Yeah, he was
Eze.
looking good on the ball, you know. Very
He looked good on the
composed.
ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Yeah. Arsenal were linked at the start of the
Gehi.
window. Mark Gehi.
Yeah, he's decent.
So like, yeah, I wouldn't mind Arsenal getting him, to be fair.
I think Palace, when you look at the defense, they still need to get like certified wing backs. Like, their fullbacks are not great.
I like Mitchell.
Just
solid.
He's okay. I don't think he's great. And
For
Joe
Palace,
Ward,
he's all right.
For Palace.
yeah,
But
Joe Ward,
Joe Ward's solid though. He's been there forever.
If you put him
Yeah,
up against a good winger, he'll get ripped.
he get cooked, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they put him in a ward, and then Odegaard, he's not going to get you the goals. He's a good hold up, but he's not going to get any goals. So Palace got the same issues
You know what's
that they
crazy? Yeah, Adama Traore was a free agent. Palace should have snapped him up.
They should have.
I just
had. No,
realized.
but Adama, he's just going to be a Jeffrey Schlupp for Palace. Adama end product isn't good.
But he's
so
a
you just
threat.
have another player. He's a threat, but Palace got a lot of threats. They need end product. That's what Palace need.
That's true.
They got a lot of
quality. They need real quality. Yeah.
Adama just be another Donny, another South London man joining the team, not bringing much.
It's true.
He doesn't add anything.
It's true.
Palace needs someone who's clinical,
certified. Yeah.
So that's their problem, man. Like Jordan Ayew still starting.
He played decent though. He was giving Tomiyasu problems.
He played decent,
a little bit. Yeah.
He played decent yesterday, but he'll get you like one goal every season.
Yeah,
you don't need that. And Jeffrey Schlupp as well, still start. How?
Well, Mr. Utility.
Yeah, so they need. Yeah, Palace need some players, but yeah, I like Palace, man. Brentford, yeah, great goal by was a Shade.
Oh yeah.
Great finish.
Who did he cook? It was Ward, didn't it?
Yeah, cooked him.
Yeah, he cooked Ward.
Cooked him and then lashed it. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, great finish. And then the final game? Bournemouth 0, Tottenham 2. Yeah, Tottenham making a solid start. Madison's proving it worth. Yeah. Conte, he's kind of looking bad because, Mate Sarr, he's looking a decent player. And he couldn't get in Conte's team.
Not even Sarr. Remember Basuma when he went to Spurs, how gassed everyone was, and then he made Basuma look like Basuma was some dead baller. Basuma was better than Caicedo at that point, and then he made Basuma look like some sideman. Now Basuma's looking like a baller again. Conte's got some criminal charge. He's got some charges to answer.
I think,
and it's so mad that does Højbjerg even start anymore? He doesn't.
No, they got Sarr and Basuma in the middle and then Madison.
And Højbjerg was a guy who couldn't get out of the team. He started every single game, but now he can't get into the team.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think I don't know. Conte likes a certain type of player.
I don't know. That 6'1", basic, strong.
Right.
I don't know.
We have seen the evidence.
You cannot
Boy.
escape anymore. You're finished.
Wow.
All the way
Because
there.
SB, the player you described can't Mate Sarr do that.
No.
Can't
Okay,
do that.
no. This is it though. Hoiberg is more a reliable, safe
Right.
passer.
What?
And Sarr is that up and down.
Black.
I don't know.
That's bruv, let's just be real, bro. That's just it, bro.
I ain't gonna do that to him. But yeah,
It's I don't know. It's strange to me because for some reason
to be fair, he did play last season. Sarr, just a little bit, not a lot. He played a little bit.
he played a little bit, but the way Conte treated him, he's like he was some dead foot, like he had no ability.
Yeah, but Bissouma was even worse though. Bissouma was the worst one.
There's certain there's certain players. I don't know what it is. He doesn't like the look of them, or
And like they bought Jed Spence 6 months later.
I
They
was
spent
just about to
50
say
mil, 50 mil on Pedro Porro.
he
In the same
could not
position.
he could not even get in the team, Spence. How do you know if he's good or not? Because it's one thing how you look in training. It's another thing how you play on the pitch.
Yeah.
Tottenham fans are complaining about Destiny Udogie, what he did to him.
No, he was alone last year.
Yeah,
He didn't give him a chance.
Yeah, I don't know.
And look at what he's doing.
It's strange.
Like, you have to give credit to what's the name? Andy Postecoglou. I didn't know he was Australian. I was listening to his interview. I was like, hold up, what's that?
I thought he's
Who is this,
Romanian
bro?
or something.
I thought one Greek, some big Greek Donny's coming on the TV. I'm thinking, I'm gonna hear some Greek accents. Like, yeah, you're right, mate. I was like, excuse me, bro.
So
You're Australian. That's it. Wikipedia that real quick. And they're like, yeah, Australian. I was like, oh, yeah, that caught me off guard, man. But yeah, he's coming. 3 games, you can see the identity of Spurs. They play good football. As what's his name? Expression is called it champagne football. Like his streams, man. He's too happy now, man. That guy's too happy, bro. He's loving life.
I don't like to say it, but it's like you even mentioned it last week. For him to get the team playing like that after a pre-season and 3 games, there's certain other managers, they've had a season plus, and the team is not looking together. It's looking like he just got the job a couple of weeks ago.
And we're still making excuses for that manager.
I don't want to mention names, but
making excuses. But he's coming. He's immediately implemented us. But then you have to say the players that he had good team. He had good players. It just needed 1 or 2. Like he had Bissouma already. Sarr was there already. Kulusevski. He bought Maddison. Everyone last year was saying that Spurs needed a creative player. Maddison's that guy, and you can see what he's doing for them, and they're reaping the benefits from it. They're not even missing Kane right now. The only player that he's not reaping is Richarlison. Only God knows why he's still there. But yeah, Spurs look so good. I like the signing of Mickey van der Ven. It's a good signing. It's been very good. Pedro Porro's looking good. He's brought in Udogie. He was already there. So all these players are already there, and he's just utilizing them well. So again, like it goes back to the conversation about structure. Tottenham have a structure in place. Over the DOF, they have a scouting system. They know the kind of players that they want. Whereas the other team rely on the managers to bring identity, and we're not gonna have that conversation. We're talking about Spurs. Spurs played well. Maddison cooking. I like Maddison, man. I wish we had him, but Cooley looks like he's resurrected again. He's played well. 2 games back to back now. He's looking good. So yeah, the manager's come and implemented his style, giving him a new lease of life. Bissouma's more free. He can get up the pitch more, contribute more. He's looking very good. Sarr as well. Cooked us last week. Yeah, even Son.
Yeah. That pass for Maddison's goal. Great pass. That's the thing. The way, like I said, the way Conte is treating Sarr, I didn't think he would have that sort of pass in his locker.
Great pass. Maddison just needed to guide it free. Great ball.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, like Tottenham, yeah, they're looking very good. And Bournemouth, I'm a bit disappointed with them because start of the season I said that they're one of the teams that I wanted to watch play because of the players that they signed, but yeah, they're not doing anything, man.
He's not good. I think is it Semenyo? That guy. He's
like Antoine Semenyo.
Yeah, the Premier League. I don't know if it's the level for him right now.
For me, he's talented. He's just raw. He hasn't got much. I don't think he's
Yeah.
got much professional experience. And yeah, Premier League, he should not be playing in the Premier League.
Yeah,
There's one guy.
every touch matters in the Premier League, and sometimes his touch is a bit too loose.
There's one guy that I don't know, man. I love his dad, man. His dad was an OG, but Justin Kluivert might be a bit of a fraudulent guy, you know.
But to be fair, he's been jumping from club to club to club.
Yeah.
He had a bit of hype.
There's a
years ago.
reason.
Yes, I'm
He had the
saying.
hype because of his dad,
Yeah,
and he come out of the Ajax academy. But there's a reason why he's jumping from club to club to club, because maybe he's not good.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Most players with famous dads or dads that played at the highest level, the sons are usually not good.
Yeah, man. Because I had a lot of hope for, because I was thinking, bruv, your dad was an OG. Patrick Kluivert was one of the OGs. Yeah, man. His son's going to be one of what do you call them, journeyman footballers.
But maybe we're also not considering the fact that the reason Bournemouth don't look that good is because the manager's not good. Because this new guy's not. It's not like it wasn't like. I think Gary O'Neill's better than this guy.
Areola.
Yeah, this Gary O'Neill's got Wolves playing well. He had Bournemouth playing decent well back in the last year. So we'll see.